So this is a 15-year-old patient with adolescent idiopathic scoliosis, kind of a typical curve. This is a lanky 1ARN curve. And so we've exposed the spine. And at this point, what we're going to do, prior to doing fascicectomies or osteotomies, we're going to go ahead and set up our navigation for intraoperative imaging. And as a part of that, we're going to place some maxillofacial fiducial screws first. So we'll put one screw at each level, and then we'll do our intraoperative CT scan, and then we will go ahead and proceed with instrumentation of the spine. We're using Medtronic Module X today, so we're able to use a modular screw system, which allows us to place all of those shanks and then later come back and do our fascicectomies and osteotomies, which I think is safer having learners because as we instrument the spine, all of that in and out, the spinal cord is completely protected. Also, since we're using navigation, the more loose or mobile that the spine is, the less accurate that navigation is. So it's going to make our navigation much more accurate too by being able to use this technique. Good. All right. Fiducials. So we will go ahead and place a fiducial, one at every level. And counting the number. Whoop.
Get the pickup.
And that one back.
There you go. Got it.
We have radiology here ready for the spin. Thank you. You may. Hey, Matt.
He's not in here yet. You need him.
I'd like the top level to be a uniplanar screw rather than a multi or
You
poly.
need what?
A uniplanar.
Okay. The top level?
Correct.
Okay.
How many is that total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Alan, can you come back in for another picture? Are you still recording?
Yes.
Okay. So now that our fiducial screws are placed, we're going to flood the wound and get our scan. We count the number of screws we have. In this case, we have 12 screws in because we'll collect them at the end and want them to be correct for our counts. But by having these fiducial markers here, it's going to make our navigation much more accurate instead of using a point-to-point process. Okay. Take the tracker. You can remove the retractors at the top. There you go. All right, one more irrigation. I think that's it. Blue towel. Burrito. All right. right, Alan, you want to take a video of this too if you're not already doing so?
We are rolling.
Okay, great. So at this point now, we've flooded the wound. We have our tracker attached, to the most distal level. That didn't touch you, did it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now down and off the patient. All right. So now that we have the burrito, which is covering to keep everything sterile, what we're going to do is remove our clear top sheet. So we got the blue drapes down. We're going to unclamp this. Go ahead, pull straight up. One fell swoop. Go, go, go. Pull, pull. Pull. Thank you. All right. Now we'll go ahead and get our CT scan. They'll attach the burrito under the bottom. Then we'll be able to transfer the patient and the CT scan down. So from wrapping the patient to getting the scan to being back in the room where the images are now going to our navigation, that took us 4 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and put up a new sterile sheet at the top. There's that. And here you go. Hand on there. Fold it down around that corner. Up and over. And then reattach. All right. So now we'll begin navigating the spine. Retractors. Make sure not to hit the
Yeah.
Yep, and you place that one there, right there. Yep.
Right here.
Get the bone scalpel up and ready.
We gotta hook it up real quick.
I'll take some new gloves.
Thank you.
So now this, you got it, Alan? Yeah. So now this is auto-registered. So these first few levels, you can see whenever I go to our fiducial markers, we're right on point. So we won't need to re-register any of that. In the lumbar spine, we will go ahead and do the facetectomies just to get that extra bone out of the way. We feel like we can remove that excess bone without moving the spine as much by using our bone scalpel in comparison to just a rongeur. So we'll go ahead and do that. So now we've completed our lumbar facetectomies. We've denuded the cartilage that was remaining, and you can see that we're still accurate with our navigation. So we'll begin with preparing our screw trajectories. All right, so start point wise, same thing. We want to go from where? Tell me.
No lumbar spine is
No.
the mid-transverse process and then the lateral border of pars.
Lateral border of pars, mid-transverse process, that's perfect. All right, aim at the other side. It's going to help get you your cranial caudal, and then we confirm on nav. That looks pretty good. So we'll zoom in, and we'll do our measurements. So parallel with the end plate. Pretty small. We'll do a 6-0.
6-0.
Yes, please. All right.
Keep the blood loss to a minimum because of thalassemia.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Wide ranger. Bite that off a little better. Do a 45 there.
Take a marker.
Positive snap tip.
Yeah, it looked like it when you were drawing in there. I was like, holy
It's a little distal there. All right, you gonna go ahead and do yours?
shit. Yeah, you have the bones.
Go ahead and hand him the bone scalpel.
On.
Hang on one second, sorry. All right. Do the meta glasses like auto zoom and all that kind of stuff?
I don't know how you can control this. My think there's probably ways you can connect it to Siri to do it, like if you have the phone on there.
Interesting.
But I haven't used them personally. I've not used them. I like the quality of the video is pretty good.
Now we're on here. Take the small bird. And my big bird. Can you guys check my cool vest? It's not working. I'll take a wide ranger. Good bone here. Oop, I'm starting to feel a trickle.
Okay. So you're just long.
Good bone
Can I
here.
get my
Take the all.
aqua hook back up?
Tiny bit of fear.
Yeah, back here. I got one right here for you.
It's there.
Alright. Dr. Masid already been through our starting points.
I don't think she's drawn it out yet, but she did go through the lumbar and got them correct.
So where's my starting point right here?
Let me get the measurement real quick.
Yep. Alright, I'll take a lanky view on this one.
5-5 for him, 6-0 for me. So down here in the corners, we'll use a navigated lanky in order to instrument. We find that the soft tissue being in the way prevents our navigated hand drill from being as effective. The advantage of the hand drill is the drill does the majority of the work. We don't have to push as hard with our shoulder. It also has the ability to in-cut and basically follows the cancellous bone down the pedicle.
Alright, that'll be a 35.
Left side 35.
I got a 45. Wow. Okay. Take an all. Let's see if we're still accurate. Low, low.
Can you guys move my monitor a little bit?
Yes.
I think I would put it right about there. A little low.
Push it up and over. Now bring it in. Just move it that way. And tilt it down a little bit.
Moving it down.
Yeah, that'll work.
Hello, Maddie. Am I going to go coming down the back?
Six oh.
So,
Looking wider up there? No. Yeah. Okay. I'll take the lanky one last time here. That one looks pretty spot on. I'll actually do it. I'll do a 6.5 with the tap there. 6.5 40 with the tap. I'll do yours.
Sure. Do the bone scale.
Neuronager.
Take that small bird.
That was the weekend.
Weekend was great.
Get out and fly.
Flying.
I was gonna say, did you get out and fly at all?
Yeah, most of the Christmas stuff. I'll take a wide ranger. Yeah, we did a couple cases, but it was pretty quiet.
I helped Lee move his boat from Dan's Marina back to his dock.
Oh, I didn't realize it wasn't on the dock.
No, they fixed all the stuff and did the fiberglass work and whatever.
Oh, that's right. You said they were doing that. Nice. Beautiful weekend.
Back in action. Yeah, it was great. His power's still out. It's pretty low. You want to check the lanky? The lanky seemed like it was more on than the. No, it's low too. Can we register? We got it.
I'm not you know where it's going to be. So. Yeah, that's right where I would put it. So.
Yeah. Five.
Lanky probe. Actually, let me try the drill.
It's interesting. So now we're using a navigated drill. It's really nice. It follows its own pedicle, follows its path. Once you get it engaged in cancellous bone, it feels like drilling through a soft wood, like a balsa wood. All right, so this patient has a very flexible spine. We've instrumented our two most distal segments. Now we're moving forward with re-registering now that we've lost our accuracy. So we'll pick our points. Again, these are the fiducial screws, which you can see very clearly and are very accurate. And if we needed to, we were off, we could use a secondary surface match to make things more accurate. With the use of fiducial screws, that typically is not necessary. We'll have 11 points that we'll use to register our navigation to. So whenever we re-register, we also move our tracker more proximal and closer to the levels that we're working at. That makes less motion in our navigation and improves accuracy. All right. All.
Ready? Here, 8 microns, please. 1.
Two. All right. So we had 7 points there. They're all very accurate, under 2 millimeters off. We will not surface match to go along with that. And then checking here, you see that we're right in the middle of our fiducial screw, showing that we're very accurate once again. It's a pretty small particle.
It's going to be a 5-0.
5-0. Drill. Beautiful work. Alan, you should get a picture of that masterpiece that Dr. Maceda made.
I know you do have good handwriting. That was amazing.
Dr. Carol gave me a warning.
7.5 there.
Okay.
7.5. We'll tap that one too. And measure the next level up.
Roll.
So now once we get into the thoracic spine, we've done none of our facetectomies. The spine is becoming more rigid. So we'll often do stepwise, where we'll do all of our starting trajectories, then we'll drill down the pedicle, then we'll measure, then we'll place our pedicle markers.
Oh yeah, we haven't put any of our shanks.
Yeah. The pedicle markers are an advantage because they stop bony bleeding from occurring, but they aren't a perfect fit. And for that reason, if you leave them the entirety of the case, you have excess blood loss that's unnecessary. So another advantage of using Module X is we can place these shanks in a stepwise fashion. So typically, at each phase, when we are losing our navigation's accuracy, we will actually go ahead and place those shanks as we reset the navigation. So in this case, we're going to set our first 10 shanks and then move forward with navigating the rest of the spine. 35. 35.
I'll take a wide run here. So I'm biting off our mammillary body. Just giving my starting hole.
Good to pause. All right. So we have instrumented our first 10 levels. We have our pedicle markers in. You can see I just removed our tracker to give us some more space. But again, with using Module X, it being a modular system, we can place these shanks now, preventing further blood loss from these pedicles. And then we'll reset our navigation.
$6.45.
6045. Good screw.
You want to talk about leaving them proud?
What's that?
We got to leave them proud.
Oh, yeah. So when we're placing these shanks, in order to be able to place the tulips later, we'll leave these, the head of the shank proud. Then after we have placed our tulips, we'll finish driving the shank down the rest of the way. Scroll has high quality bone, a larger screw here, so we went ahead and tapped. We're more prone to tap the most distal level and larger screws that are 6.5s in high quality bone or 7.5s. I'd say that in general we probably tap 10% of our screws or less. Yeah, I'll tap this one. Her bone quality is good enough. Oh my god. Use this tap in the next level. It's a 7.5, right? Mm-hmm. Should be enough tap. Goodness. It was a good call. Really tight. Okay. 6535. It's a screw. Oops, sorry. All right, that's our side. We'll go ahead and switch on over to his side. I'll take the gray head adjuster. So with the gray head adjuster, we'll adjust and bring the flat portions of the shank, medial and lateral. Sorry, go ahead. Making it easier for us to place our tulips efficiently.
You can also comment you do these by hand.
You want to tap
Yeah, we'll take it back.
All these screws can also be placed by hand. We prefer to use power for longevity, but especially if we have a screw where the pedicle quality is poor, or we have some concern about the quality of screw, we'll place it by hand in order to get that much more
In, out, in.
haptic feedback. Yeah, so like an in-out-in screw, or we'll be more apt to do it by hand, especially in the proximal segments or most distal segments as well.
Yep, we'll take the other two. Under tap.
This is a 7.5 screw, so we're going to tap it again. Again, high quality bone, larger screw, trying to prevent pedicle fracture.
Under tap by a millimeter.
Yeah. When we tap, we always under tap by a millimeter, ensuring that we get quality purchase when we're actually placing the screw. After you've tapped, you're able to feel each thread that was placed by the tap along your trajectory. Gray head turner. Socket driver.
You may want to have him take a picture.
Yeah.
Before you put the socket driver back in.
Alan, we'll have you go ahead and come up here and you can take a picture of what's going on. Of our shanks.
No problem with those screws.
So now that those shanks have been placed, we moved our tracker more proximal to make us more accurate. Now we're going to re-register our points.
Which one are we on?
5.5.
So we registered higher than.
Yeah, we went higher than that before.
Yeah, we did.
All right, try that again. 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah, perfect.
And all of those are within 1 millimeter, so we won't surface match here. Wide range here. I'm going to need that all right back in just a moment. All. All right. 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10. The T9, where are we going to be, Dr. Maceda?
Yeah, you're going to be at the edge.
Proximal edge. Beautiful. There we are. Also looking at our other side to get our trajectory up and down, making sure we're within
5-0.
our cascade. 5, 5.
5-5.
7. What are we doing now? Measure that. 5 full.
Let me kind of mention a tweener.
Where are we at in 7, Dr. Maceda?
You're going to be at the
5-5.
edge still.
5, 5, and 7.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 6. Starting to move back down, correct? Correct. Starting to come back down. That's perfect. All right. Five oh. I'll do those 4.
Yep.
Drill. So again, now that we're in the rigid portion of the spine, confirming our accuracy. The drill looks like it's off just a tiny bit.
Yeah, it probably is.
We'll do the all in all of our levels, then we'll drill in all of our levels. Then we'll measure. It's that big round thing there, like in the Theta. Yeah. So a lot of times people think, oh, I have a lateral screw. That's okay. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes the aorta is lateral.
And I'm literally sitting right up against that vertebral wall. So here's a good example. So if your screw is coming out lateral, that's your aorta sitting right there. Okay. Marker.
.32.5.
Take a wider on Drew.
So you just heard that I call that a .32.5 shank. The advantage of having a modular system is it means that you can mix and match your tulip heads versus your shanks. And therefore, the inventory that has to be brought in the room is much, much less. There's many less pans. An additional thing that Medtronic can do with that is they can provide more interval-sized screws. So especially when we get to the top, we can do a 32.5 or a 27.5. That's not commonly available in most sets. It's making sure we get as much purchase as possible for our patients. So you just heard that last screw I called out as a 32.5 millimeter length, and I think it gets us better purchase, and you're not going to see that in other systems. Five-oh. 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 Five-oh.
Yep.
Very lordotic. T3 just barely got us over the edge of
Yeah.
kyphosis. So. Like we were talking about before, like that lateral film. You can see it's lordotic, but it looks like there's still kyphosis. There is purely lordotic all the way up to the top.
Deceiving.
Piazza has minor thalassemia. He told me that today.
He has what?
Minor thalassemia.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. He's like, the great news is I can't get malaria. I get as sick from it.
Right.
There you go.
That's interesting. I don't know anything. That's thalassemia. I knew one girl, I just knew that when I was in medical school doing research, I had one girl that was from Cyprus who had it, but that's where it's
Yeah.
so predominant.
Sicilian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his family, Sicilian. You wouldn't guess looking at him.
This girl is Sicilian?
No. Piazza's family.
Oh, Piazza. Oh, yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, I didn't realize. You heard you talking?
Oh, I ran into him in the elevator.
What's his hemoglobin run, did he say?
He says always low, but
Yeah.
functionally, even though it's always low, it's just because your corpuscular volume and red blood cells are smaller. So you actually have the same number, and they act the same. They're just smaller. So
My wife's always low, too. Nobody's ever tested her for thalassemia. That'd be interesting.
And we're recording.
all right. So we have 8 levels that have been instrumented. We have our pedicle markers in them.
4 levels.
Or excuse, 4 levels, 8 screws. And so we're going to place those 8 shanks now. And here I can see as I'm placing those shanks that my transverse process is starting to impinge upon them. So that's where, before we place our tulips, we'll use the what we call the awl to auger to clear the bone and soft tissue from that area, to allow the tulips to easily engage the shank. Do this one by hand.
Yeah.
We'll take the next screw by hand, please. It's like we talked about before. If we have an in-out-in screw, or one where we want maximum feel or maximal haptic feedback, we'll put it by hand, and so that's what we're doing here. Is that good, or is that all?
It's good. Perfect. See how
Extractor?
See how a lot much more medial will need to. Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll reset our tracker
You have the gray?
for the final time in this case. I'll take the auger. Sorry. Auger. So here, instead of using the gray, I'll often use the auger to do that adjustment, and then I'll also auger down, clearing the remainder of the transverse process and the soft tissue. Again, making sure, especially on these levels, that I'm leaving my shanks plenty proud to ensure that I can get our tulip engaged. Okay. All. Our final 3 points. Ten. 11. Perfect. All less than a millimeter. Wide rangeur. By 5. Did you get it?
Yep.
By 5. Still very accurate. Section there. A little higher. Measure that. Hey, it's 5.5.
It's interesting how it drags the other one when you do that sometimes.
Yeah. 5.5.
Yeah.
Lanky.
Take a marker.
At T5, it'll be 35. Lanky.
35.
Locking.
Damn. I can say this is the perfect height for
Yeah,
navigation.
right over the top.
Ever been practicing.
What's that? That's right. See? It's perfect.
Found your spot. 35.
We appreciate it.
$27.5.
Wide range.
So again, another size not commonly available for our top point of fixation, arguably one of the more important points.
Alright, the doll.
You can see too, we protected our interspinous ligament in order to prevent proximal junctional kyphosis, maintaining
Yeah, 5
the posterior tension band. Actually, remove it here.
5-0.
Still
And a 5-0.
good.
Take the Linky Probe.
Nice. Image quality is beautiful today.
Yeah, what did you use?
30.
Yeah.
On showmanship.
Right. Good. 32.5.
Get that in there.
Same problem when I was drilling it. Quite as angle as I thought.
Thirty. 32.5.
Mm-hmm. Marker. There. 25.
Socket driver. All right, we'll place these last 6 shanks, these last 3 levels. Here we go.
That's up.
Extractor. Extractor.
Good quality bone.
Fixation with a smooth.
Last one, 25.
So it should be 25. Where are we off?
What?
You got one left there?
Yeah,
One left.
My last screw. Should be at 25. What happened then?
One extra 32 left.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because you caught it. No problem.
Take the gray.
I'll take the auger. All right. Again, on my side to line these up, I'm going to use the auger. I'm going to also remove the extra transverse process, bony material, and soft tissues. Dr. Hahn is using the gray on that side to line his up. All right. Fiducial removal. So now that we have the entirety of our spine instrumented, we're going to remove our fiducial screws and make sure that our counts are correct. Let's move this back up in here. Alan, let's have you go ahead and take one more picture before we...
And we'll get your producers out and have them take a picture.
Yeah, we'll take the fiducials out and we'll take a picture.
I'll take a you need one too.
He'll take the schnitt. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Let's grab that one. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. 8. 9. 10. 11. And our final one there, 12. Go ahead
And
and
you got a
count
little
those up to
irrigation.
confirm.
So a little bit, and get some good pictures.
Yep. Take a lap sponge too.
All right, we get some pictures. I'll go behind there. That's the best shot. But
Yeah.
maybe I get out of the way.
Now we're using our bone scalpel to complete our facetectomies. We like to use it because it's harmonic. Goes at 22,500 revolutions per second. Not only does it allow us to, in a very controlled manner, cut the bone, but it coagulates the bony ends from bleeding.
And preserves the bone graft.
Preserves the entirety of our bone for bone graft. Whereas if you're using a burr or something like that, it
Edit that out.
does not. The key thing when using the bone scalpel, when you're going through your deep cortex of your inferior articular process that you're moving in and out, it's designed not to create durotomies. As long as you're not dragging it, it's very protective. There's a little bit.
Yeah, something up there.
Narrow Roger. Coming at you. Got it. Lots of bone.
Take the Uncle Man.
Got our good narrow roger today.
Oh, we got the good one?
Yeah. Check this one out. Burr?
Yeah, you maybe, why don't you wait? I'll do my side and you can get a picture of all your...
Okay. Yeah. Wait a second.
Got a little surgical load squirt in there. Get it.
So, typically we'll go ahead and burr right away, but just for purposes of being able to see your fascitectomies, we'll wait till Greg's side's done. Dr. Hahn's side. Just finished our fascitectomies, and even with all of our shanks in place, we had no impingement on us not being able to complete those. So now at this point, we take a small matchstick burr and we denude the cartilage, always moving cranial caudal, never moving medial lateral to aid in our fusion. And as you can see, I'm able to do this with ease with the Modulex system, as the shanks with no tulips are extremely low profile. And have a It's really too bad that
What's that?
it's really too bad he's got to go.
Oh, they just have it turned on and off, yeah.
I'll take the wide ranger. So now we've used our spinous process cutter to remove our spinous processes. We're using bone wax to cover those cancellous bony ends to prevent blood loss. And now we're going to proceed with doing our pontiostiotomies. All right, so now our osteotomies are complete. Even with our shanks being present, we had plenty of room to be able to complete those. It took us about 20 minutes, and we did 8 osteotomies. She's extremely lordotic, so it's going to help us restore our kyphosis. So now we're going to record the process of us placing our tulips onto our shanks. All right, let's show them how we do that. So you push down, pull with your gray handle. Then once you've pulled and you're sure you're on, then you click down with your blue and pull your gray again. That gives you an audible pop.
This is what they don't want to see.
Yeah. That's it.
You're like, there's station.
That one.
Edit that out.
Again, if you had bone in the way, you could use your auger to remove that bone. We've already done that earlier.
Hey, that's still on there.
Reduction.
Did a uni up there.
Yep. So, up on my wing. Nice.
Inner driver. As you can see, that took us about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. Now that all of our tulips are attached, I'm driving those shanks back in, making them flush with the lamina. It's our concavity, so with us using a dual rod differential contour with differential rod material, we're able to truly derotate the spine just by reducing the rods. In our technique, we use these uni reduction and uni reduction plus screws. To aid in our reduction. So this will be an overbent, stronger rod on this side. We'll use the apex rod.
You check a motor.
And an underbent
Standing ready.
cobalt chromium rod on the convexity. It'll be a cantilever on the convexity at the same time as a pull on the concavity, a push-pull, allowing derotation. Auger ready?
Where's that? It's running.
I think you need it there. I don't know. That's Dan's stool, I think. See rocks back and forth. And our final one here being placed. All right. Now all the tulips are in. Driving them again flush with the lamina.
Lower
External wire driver. All right. All right, so now all of our tulips are in and all of our shanks have been buried. Now we're ready to measure, cut, and contour our rods. Head turner. You can pause the camera. Motor. You-
Table. Oh, a big
So now we're measuring our rod. Usually a flat segment for us is going to be from T10 to L2. But we can see that this patient has a moderate pelvic incidence, probably about 45 degrees. For that reason, we're going to want a little bit of lordosis in the upper lumbar spine. We know everyone has about 35 to 40 degrees of lordosis between L4 and S1. So measuring here, 10 is at 177.5. Yep. 2 is at 267.5. We're going to drive this side down to try to make that most distal level in plate flat. I think 315.
Yeah.
We'll do 315 total. So again, this is the concavity, so this is going to be the side that we're going to use the apex rod. This geometric rod makes it much stronger in the sagittal plane. Where it is geometric, it's a 635. Where it is not geometric, it's a 60. Really, we need this strength in sagittal plane kind of through this middle portion. So we find that, we line it up. What was our total length again? 315?
350.
Yeah, I think there. 10 was where?
Or 2.
177.5.
And 2?
267.5.
267.5. Or 177.5.
775.
Okay, and then we'll usually mark at about 20 millimeters as well, just so we have something below the screw to look at to know our rod length is correct. So on our bend,
Good over 20.
5.
over contouring the concave side here, again using a stronger rod material. If she had no pelvic incidence at all, I'd put almost no lordosis in the most distal level, but again, since she's middle range, I do want to try to create a little bit of lordosis for her, so we did place that there. As soon as we're done stimulating these screws, then we'll start our reduction.
Put your line on
Yep, marker.
13.
9.
15 there.
10.
16.
11.
Good over 20.
12.
Good over 20.
1.
Good over 20.
Rod holder.
2.
Good over 20.
All right, we can
3.
start bringing blood pressures up, please.
And good over 20.
If we haven't done so already.
Screws are all good.
Was the lowest one. The lowest stem we had was at what?
13.
13. Beautiful.
Like a Stillman?
Great.
Okay.
Above those.
I think this is on.
Maybe that's gonna drop right in.
Okay. Coaster reducer. It's on the next one down, so I can't push it any further.
Are you hitting it this out?
Yeah.
Okay, pistons.
So now in our typical technique, we really enjoy these piston reducers on our uni reduction plus heads. They go onto the head and they prevent that head splay that you typically would see in these. Allows us to slowly reduce the rod in a sequential manner, really sharing the forces and loads. Yeah, I need it there too. Give me a squeeze there. We'll use this sternal wire driver to reduce any splay that we have as we're placing these in. Especially using a rod that's as strong as an apex rod. You can see that splay before your piston reducer is on. But once it's on, splay is impossible. So we like to get this side set first, then we'll measure the other side. So we'll do the majority of the reduction simultaneously, which creates a reduction moment but also spreads the force so that we get less rod bend out. Get a set screw anywhere, prevent loss of rotation.
Not yet. Try to get one there. Stillman? Nope.
I'm gonna need
Actually, we'll
a sternal wire driver there, I think.
Up, sternal wire driver.
There we go.
Piston.
Put a hand on that so I don't lose it.
I'm not gonna let you get one on there.
One more piston down in there.
drive that down and we can lock it.
Piston turn down. Now with the piston reducer, sequentially drive this down until we can lock the most distal and our most proximal segment, preventing rod roll. We really try to keep this rod straight up and down, because when the rod rolls in the tulip, the friction that occurs creates worsening of the axial plane deformity, which is obviously not what we want. Costa turn down.
On this.
Take this one. Now we have our most distal level reduced, so we're locking it in place to help hold our rotation.
Take a Stillman.
You have one of the gray reducers.
Go. Tilt the head up for you a little bit. Take a short nut.
No, I can't.
Got a cob?
Yeah.
Oh, now you got to tilt it up. Yeah, now you got to tilt it down. Take the blue measuring stick.
A little bit of iron band on that. Got that gray. Yep.
Give me a head turn.
This is the gray reducer that comes in the set. It's really great whenever you're purely dealing with sagittal plane reduction. So now, we provisionally have all these pistons set. So now we're going, and we have the rod locked both proximally and distally, so it won't roll on us. Now we're going to measure the contralateral side, so we can use it to cantilever down. Schnitt.
Stable.
Section. Thank you. Stillman. Hold this. Sternal wire driver. Goodness.
Yeah, these are good screws.
Head turner. Get a hold of it.
Yeah.
Really. Finger. Here, can you put that in? I'll lever it. Okay. Good enough. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 is at 180. 2 is at 287. 3 is at 320. What's a 10?
180.
2?
287.
320. 320 total?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
My fault. French bender.
Thank you.
Again, underbending this side so it cantilevers and pushes the convexity down.
Can I have a pickup? Okay, that's all.
Okay. Rod holder.
Take a short note. Wait,
Come.
can you pull it back for a second? In the flatter spot. And then pull it all.
Good.
A little bit more towards you.
Another rod holder.
Little
Again,
bit,
now.
little bit less. A little bit more towards you. Yeah.
Now we're setting our sagittal alignment for our rods.
Another short note.
So cantilevering down, we're going to reduce the rod from proximal to distal on the convex side, whereas on the concave side, we're going to work towards the middle, helping spin the spine up to the rod. Cosa.
My radical screws. Thank you.
Take a piston turn down.
Okay, Dan, I'll take another coaster.
And as you reduce the concave side, you can put a little bit of pressure on these piston reducers, but really we try to wait until the rod is seated within the main tulip instead of within the reduction tabs to really try to force the derotation. We've used all uni screws here so we can put that force vector on the spine. Shorten it. Gonna maybe get a. Got a another. Okay, a little bit of
Under skin.
a come.
Got a long nut band. If we have to, we can move it up a little bit.
I got it. You can get in your tulip down here.
Okay.
Make it a little bit
cob.
back towards you.
And
Can we tilt it up with the cob?
yeah, if you can.
Okay, we're recording.
So. Easy.
All right. All right, Alan. I'd like to get a picture of this. Get a piston on reverse.
Alan, these things look good.
Put a lot of filters on it. Let's go in now, though.
Got mask on.
You got a Matador.
Short net. All right, let's get a shot of this and then we'll... All right, so now at this point we have both rods reduced. So we've gotten a ton of derotation. We've improved the coronal and sagittal plane. Obviously we still have some derotation left to do, so we'll fine tune that here in just a moment. Then with our final reduction, we'll get some more derotation by take a picture of this, by putting pressure on our piston reducers as we do that final bit of reduction of the set screws. Right.
You have an MPT?
So I think I got to tighten all these so we can pop them off.
Are you do that first? You haven't put them all down yet, right?
Correct, yeah. I'm going to push these up as I go.
You got some derotation too.
For this final bit of reduction, we'll use reduction tubes to put force directly on the shanks. They're at the apex of the axial deformity. We'll also put external force on our rib prominence or as we like to call it, the bear paw. Now that these set screws are down in the tulip, you can apply a lot more axial force. Motor. Good. Here's down all the way.
Yeah, you're right.
Samurai swords. Now we're removing our reduction tabs. Wasn't tight. Okay. All right.
Good long straight.
Now things look pretty good, but we're going to do some fine tuning by doing segmental derotation, primarily using distraction on the concavity in the thoracic spine and compression in the lumbar spine to not only help our coronal balance, but also to help our sagittal plane. So we'll show you how we do that.
That's level 3 first.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do
I'll
that.
take an MPT.
Before we do our segmental derotations, we're going to distract at L3. Try to level the most distal end plate. Distractor. Tube. This one loose. T.
Take derotation.
There you go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay.
Compressor.
Compressor. Now we'll compress L2 to L3. So again, try to level those end plates. With a smaller compressor.
Gotta get underneath that.
Smaller compressor.
You see that?
Don't mind.
Can I have the MPT as well?
What are you looking for? There's a enough in there.
I think that's
Cub.
on a rod, right?
Yeah. Not a ton, but there's a
Oh.
lot.
Okay, good.
Loose. Beautiful. All right, now we think that we have those end plates pretty level. We're looking at each screw across from each other since we both know that they're accurate screws that are parallel with the end plate. You can rely on them a bit for a sense of where your end plate is. Apex is at 10, so we'll look back on 910.
All right. Take a quick mark to the road.
So our apex is at 910. So we'll loosen both of these. We'll derotate them both. Can I get a T? Loosen all these up.
I'll take the connectors.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Take a distract. He'll take a distraction.
Now we're locked at the top and bottom. Our whole middle section is loose. We're now at our apex, rolling back towards Dr. Hahn as much as possible. I will also distract at my side, creating more kyphosis, but also further aiding in coronal plane correction. T handle. You notice now with them all loose, we're pulling both of them back towards Dr. Hahn, towards the convexity. This will be different after we have a level locked. Okay. Go distal. All right, now we're going to go distal. We have our lock level at 10, going down to 11. Now that this is locked, instead of pulling them both back towards Dr. Hahn, we'll pull the lock level towards me and the unlock level towards Dr. Hahn, creating maximal axial derotation through that single level. Simultaneously, I will distract as well. That tight? Get that tight? Kind of slid on there. Nice. Good. Okay. Should already be tight. And we'll continue with this process distally until we get to the neutral vertebra. See? Distractor in there. This will be the last one we distract.
Yep.
Now that we're entering the lumbar spine, we'll stop distracting. If anything, we would compress on the convexity to also create more lordosis.
Now you gotta go up, right?
It looks good though, yeah. So now we'll go up from our first lock level, which is T9. Again, go to our unlock levels above. Distractor. Again, pulling the lock towards me and the unlocked pushing back towards the convexity towards Dr. Hahn. Distractor. I got one level left.
And if it's okay if we move the air for the X-ray?
Not yet.
Soon.
Distract one final time. Is that loose? Good. How's she look? Feels great.
Good.
All right. So now, what we'll do is we'll use our Teotolo. It's a T-square. Vern Tolo taught us how to use. We'll level on the pelvis. Our patient does not have a leg length discrepancy, so we'll use that. We'll make sure that we're balanced in the coronal plane, radiographically. There. Go proximal, please. Nope. Right there is going to be a spot. Does everybody have lead on or is covered that wants to be covered? X-ray?
So these are level.
Yeah.
I need to compress this to
Yeah,
this to bring
agreed.
that up, and then this one to this one to bring it up. Since we don't have rod on your side, you could distract on your side too.
Yeah,
I think
but we don't have a rod there.
We want to compress
Cobb?
anyway. We're in a lumbar spine, so it's
Yeah.
perfect. I need MPT.
So Alan, if you can get a picture there. Show me on this side if I got a rod out.
You got just enough. I think I can actually see it on X-ray. Yeah, and see, as soon as I loosened up, it's run back.
Show that distal segment. Picture 2.
Yep.
So take a picture of that left picture.
Jesus, what the hell is it? The facet that's right in there.
Yeah, it's not, it's
I
like
can't even
on
get the soft tissue out of the way.
top of the facet. Can't feel
See
it.
it?
So at this point, looking at that radiograph and here looking in the patient, we can tell that there's room for some compression on the right side, on the convexity. So we're going to compress from 1 to 2 and then from 2 to 3 as well to level that. Also, since we're in the lumbar spine, it's ideal to compress to create more lordosis as we balance these end plates. Oop, that one's loose. So we'll tighten L1 and then compress 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. At the same time, we're going to be derotating and by compressing, creating more lordosis.
Like that.
I'm doing a lot there.
Oh, good. It actually sprung when I loosened it too.
Nice.
Okay.
And we're going to loosen this one.
So that looks good. Yeah, now you can, hopefully you can loosen it. Want me to put a, do you have a rod gripper? Hold on. Maybe we don't lose our distraction if it's good. Okay.
So now we're just making sure we have rod through our most distal screw. Not quite. Let me compress just a little bit.
Oh. Yes, you're ready. Or we can move the rod down.
I don't really want to undo all that. How much do you have up there?
You got enough at the top.
Yeah.
Show the top one.
That's annoying. Yeah, I think it's probably the right thing to do though. Okay. Rod holders ×2. So we're just about 3 millimeters short. So we're going to move our rod down on the concavity.
It should all stay.
Put these on here.
Can I have a self-retainer?
Losing our distraction.
No. We're going to lose much rotation, but we're going to lose our distraction a little bit. Alright, Stillman. You got a rod gripper?
That's all loose.
That rod rotating.
Okay. Loose now.
Get them out.
Yeah, that's a ton.
Good.
So, I think it's good.
Take that nut out and see. Stillman? Yeah. I guess we can. Yeah.
It's through. Can't distract on it anymore, but I think it's good.
It don't like it moves, so that's good.
Tube.
We didn't lose any of our rotation, so
You want to compress this side down, or do you think it's good?
I think you're good. I think you're level now.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that was the only thing I didn't like, and that was perfect.
I'm going to put some distraction between these.
These all look pretty low. What do you want to distract more? I'm just worried you're going to jack that shoulder up more.
She's leaning left a little.
What's that? You can trust on our side. Well, I see where you're at. That's going to look pretty good. Do you have that T?
Yeah, looks like she's going
Well, we can certainly distract from
there up,
there up.
here up.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Distractor.
Actually, yeah. That's where we lost it. Okay. You want me to loosen my side?
Yep.
BT.
Take the segmentals again. We need those tubes that go with those. The 4 tubes behind the mount.
We'll get that long straights now. Yeah. What up? Joining our telecast. Nectar.
Distraction.
Yeah, I'm getting a whole lot of derotations in. Beautifully derotated MPT, and I'll take a distractor.
Compressor.
You want this one tight? You should
Yep.
try it again.
I don't know that I need to derotate more. I feel like it's over. If anything, I need to come this way.
I think she's. Yeah, you want just distract or be
Yeah.
all too?
Distractor. Start coming back.
She looks fully derotated.
Start coming back your way.
The only problem here you gotta worry about is really jacking her shoulder.
I think I need to roll back this way. T.
Okay.
Make me nervous when you
There it is. Yeah, that seems good. Go proximal, please. Push in 1 inch. There you go. Everybody covered? X-ray?
Yeah.
Shot again. Okay, rotate that one to the right. One more. Looks pretty good. Save that, go up. Shot. Save that, go up. Shot. Save that. Bring back up.
all the way out.
All the way out. I think I just want to compress 5 to 6, 4 to 5, and then that's it. We're already between the uprights. It's gonna.
Compress on my side? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I just worry about her shoulder, but it's
Yeah.
I think that is the right thing to do in terms of the thing. Yeah,
Get her balanced.
that's perfect. Yeah, I love that lower level. That looks great.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll take an empty tea. We got good bone?
You have a cup? Compressor? Section.
All right, the rotational tube. There you go.
You're done, Steph.
Okay, thank you.
That's excellent.
The arm with this tape?
Yeah. We'll do the little scout at the end.
Okay.
It'll roll up towards me on that. You loose. Yep. Glass. That's it. Nothing too hard. See that T again? Yeah. Too efficient.
Sorry. You said the X-ray was on, so I figured
Yeah.
She's not very charged. You lower your setting when you're.
Nope. When I'm videotaping. No. Just excellence.
You used 35, didn't you?
Did not.
Yeah.
Did not. Okay. It's good. All right.
Self-retainer.
Self-retainers. We'll final tighten. All right.
Power.
So Alan, we'll do this final tightening. And I think that's going to be it for you. I don't think the people want to
Watch you decorticate.
watch me decorticate or close. So
We'll take a Stillman.
You want to give a final summation or final summary?
yeah, we'll do the final tightening and I'll do that. This is not engaged.
There
There we go. Bob.
One you got it.
Can we hook up our cords, please? So now we're using the power ease to final tighten. Torques our screws and breaks off the tabs, knowing that we're tightened. The key thing is to collect all the metal pieces, which, when fully functioning, the device does. We can hold 8 of the tabs on the set screws at a time. Is that 8?
That's it.
You can remove the screws and then you can remove the entirety, placing a new one in, like a well-oiled Formula One team.
Thank you. Just 2 of those off.
All right.
Pull these off.
All right.
Count them up.
So that's how we final tighten. Next, we'll decorticate, irrigate, decorticate, and close.
You can show 'em
So
how
I
much bone you get.
think that that's pretty standard, but with this technique, we have an entire cup of autograft.
Open that up on the camera.
So you can see how much bone that is.
Yeah, look at that.
It's a ton of bone. So for that reason, it's very rare that we have to use allograft extenders. The other thing that we use is this while we're decorticating. We collect any bit of bone dust through this and then also incorporate that into our graft. So in summation, you know, I think that this is a really powerful technique for derotating the spine, correcting the sagittal plane and the coronal plane. I think we're truly able to maximize a three-dimensional deformity correction. I think with the use of navigation that this is a much safer procedure than it once was. Obviously, it's very efficient. And I think the Medtronic Modulex system allows us to optimize all of those things while minimizing blood loss, protecting the spinal cord while we're instrumenting the spine, and then really reducing the spine and derotating it well. So hope you guys enjoyed seeing this, and please feel free to reach out to either myself or Dr. Hahn anytime as you go through this process. Thank you.